Maya Rodriguez knew the difference between valuable salvage and worthless space junk. 15 years of deep space recovery work had honed her instincts to a razor's edge. But the massive silhouette emerging from the Helios Nebula's crimson clouds defied categorization. Her salvage vessel, the Jackdaw, drifted closer as she studied the readings on her holographic display. "That's impossible," she whispered, adjusting the scanner sensitivity. The vessel ahead was easily 3 kilometers long, its hull composed of a material her sensors couldn't identify. But what truly caught her attention was the power signature, a faint, rhythmic pulse that reminded her of a sleeping heartbeat. "Hey Rex, you seeing this?" Maya called out to her ship's eye companion. The neural interface at the base of her skull tingled as Rex processed the sensor data. "Affirmative," Rex replied, his artificial voice carrying a note of uncertainty she'd never heard before. "But I'm detecting anomalies in the readings. The ship's hull appears to be adapting to our scans." Maya leaned forward in her pilot's chair, her dark eyes reflecting the strange vessel's silvery surface. Most derelict ships in the Outer Rim were victims of pirate attacks or corporate wars. This was different. The ship's design was organic, almost artistic, with sweeping lines that seemed to flow like liquid metal. "Run a comparison against known ship designs," she ordered, bringing the Jackdaw to a relative stop 500 meters from the mysterious vessel. "No matches found in any database," Rex responded. "The architecture is completely alien to all known human and non-human designs." Maya felt her heart rate quicken. In an age where humanity had spread across 3 spiral arms of the galaxy, truly alien discoveries were rare. Most alien artifacts turned out to be remnants of failed colonies or forgotten military experiments. But this was genuine first contact material. She should call it in. The Stellar Archaeological Society would pay a fortune for coordinates to an authentic alien vessel. But something about the ship's pulsing energy signature called to her, like a distant echo seeking its source. "Rex, prep the EVA suit and run a full structural analysis. I'm going to take a closer look." "Maya," Rex's voice carried a warning tone. "Protocol dictates we should report this find to the authorities." She smiled, already pulling on her reinforced EVA suit. "Since when have we cared about protocols?" The suit sealed around her with a familiar hiss, its neural interface synchronizing with her implant. As she stepped into the airlock, she couldn't shake the feeling that the alien vessel was somehow aware of her presence. The sensation grew stronger as she activated her suit's thrusters and crossed the void between ships. The alien hull loomed before her, its surface rippling slightly in the light of the nebula. As she drew closer, she noticed patterns in the metal, intricate designs that seemed to shift and flow like oil on water. Her suit's sensors detected no radiation hazards or defensive systems, but the material readings were off the charts. "I'm seeing some kind of access point," she reported, approaching what appeared to be an airlock. "The design is unlike anything I've encountered, but the basic principles seem similar to our technology." As she reached out to examine the access panel, something extraordinary happened. The hull material responded to her proximity, flowing aside like mercury to reveal an entrance perfectly sized for a human occupant. "Maya," Rex's voice crackled with static, "I'm detecting a power surge within the vessel. Something's activating." She should have retreated then. Every salvage operator knew the stories of booby-trapped derelicts and automated defense systems, but the ship's invitation was too compelling to ignore. As she crossed the threshold, lights began to activate along the corridor walls, creating a path deeper into the vessel's heart. The interior was even more remarkable than the exterior. The walls seemed alive with flowing patterns of light, and the atmosphere was perfectly breathable according to her suit's analysis. As she removed her helmet, she noticed the air had a slight metallic taste, like the aftermath of a lightning storm. "Rex, are you getting all this?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Affirmative, but the signal is degrading. There's some kind of interference." "Maya, wait. I'm detecting a massive energy signature ahead. It's like nothing I've ever seen. The corridor opened into a vast chamber that defied the laws of physics as she understood them. The space seemed to fold in on itself, with multiple levels intersecting at impossible angles. At the center, suspended in a column of shifting light, was what could only be the ship's core, a crystalline structure that pulsed with the same rhythm she detected from outside. As she approached the core, the patterns of light around her intensified. The neural interface at the base of her skull began to tingle more intensely, and then she heard it, not with her ears, but directly in her mind. At last, a voice resonated through her consciousness, neither male nor female, neither young nor old. "We have waited so long for someone like you." Maya stumbled backward, her heart pounding. "What are you?" The light pattern swirled more rapidly, and she felt a presence brush against her thoughts, gentle but immensely powerful. "We are the Echo, and you, Maya Rodriguez, are the reason we crossed the void between galaxies. We have come to warn humanity, and to ask for your help." The core's pulsing quickened, and Maya felt knowledge begin to flow into her mind. Images of distant worlds, ancient civilizations, and a darkness spreading between the stars. She realized with sudden clarity that her discovery of this vessel wasn't an accident. The Echo had been calling to her, guiding her here for a purpose. And as the first fragments of that purpose began to take shape in her mind, Maya understood that her life as a simple salvage operator was over. Something far greater was beginning, something that would change not just her fate, but the destiny of humanity itself. In the silence of that impossible chamber, as the Echo continued to share its message, Maya made a decision that would echo across the galaxy. She reached out toward the core, and as her fingers touched its crystalline surface, the ship awakened fully for the first time in millennia. Awakening the Guardian. The knowledge transfer from the Echo left Maya gasping, her neural interface burning with information that threatened to overwhelm her consciousness. She braced herself against a nearby console as images of distant worlds and ancient battles cascaded through her mind. The Echo's presence remained steady, anchoring her through the storm of memories. "Your neural architecture is adapting well," the Echo observed, its thoughts intertwining with hers. Previous attempts at communication with other species proved less successful. Maya took deep breaths, trying to process what she'd seen. "Those images, they showed your creators, didn't they? The architects?" "Yes." The ship's internal lights pulsed in harmony with the response. "They seeded this galaxy with their technology, preparing for a threat they knew would one day return. We are one of many guardians they left behind, but we are perhaps the last still functioning." A holographic display materialized around them, showing a map of the galaxy. Countless points of light flickered and died, representing the other Guardian vessels. Maya watched as the lights winked out one by one until only their location remained. What happened to the others? Time, decay, destruction. The Echo's response carried a weight of sadness. Some were found by those who would misuse our power. Others simply failed as their systems degraded. We survived because we chose to wait in dormancy, conserving our energy until we found the right partner. Maya's neural interface tingled as new information flowed through it. Schematics, system diagnostics, and damage reports filtered into her consciousness. The vessel was operating at less than 2% of its full capacity, most of its advanced systems dormant or damaged. "Rex," she called out, hoping her ship's AI was still receiving. "Are you getting any of this?" Static crackled before Rex's voice came through, distorted but audible. "Partially. The vessel's energy field is interfering with our connection, but I'm recording everything I can." Maya moved through the command center, her hands hovering over various surfaces. Where she touched, the ship's material responded, interfaces materializing beneath her fingers. The Echo guided her movements, teaching her the basics of its operation. "The architects designed us to be intuitive," the Echo explained. "Our systems adapt to the neural patterns of our operators. But your patterns are remarkably compatible, almost as if The Echo's thought trailed off as warning signals suddenly flared across multiple displays. Maya felt the ship's anxiety spike through their connected consciousness. "We have company," Rex's voice cut through the moment. "3 vessels just dropped out of FTL. Configuration matches Known Horizon corporate warships." Maya cursed under her breath. Known Horizon was one of the largest salvage corporations in the sector, notorious for claiming abandoned discoveries through force. They must have detected the energy surge when the Echo awakened. "How long until they reach us?" 10 minutes, maximum. They're already launching scout drones." The Echo's presence surged in Maya's mind. "We cannot allow them to claim this vessel. The knowledge we carry, in the wrong hands." "Then we need to get you moving," Maya interrupted, her salvage operator instincts kicking in. "What's the minimum power we need to break orbit?" Schematics flowed through her neural interface, showing critical systems and power requirements. The Echo's propulsion technology was far beyond anything humanity had developed, but the principles were similar enough for Maya to understand. "The main drive core is intact but dormant," the Echo explained. "Reactivation requires significant energy we no longer possess." Maya's mind raced through possibilities. "Rex, what's the Jackdaw's reactor output?" "Maya, no," Rex protested, realizing her intent. "A power transfer could overload our systems. Better that than letting Known Horizon get their hands on this technology." She was already moving, calling up interface panels with growing confidence. "Echo, can you establish a connection with my ship's power systems?" "Yes, but your AI is correct about the risks. The power surge could destroy your vessel." Maya smiled grimly. "Rex, initiate emergency protocols. Transfer all non-essential power to the main reactor." For a moment, there was silence on the comm. Then, "Emergency protocols engage. Maya, be careful." The Echo's systems responded to her commands with increasing speed as she grew more familiar with their operation. Conduits of light extended from the vessel's hull, connecting with the Jackdaw's power ports. Maya felt the ship's anticipation building as energy began to flow. "Known Horizon vessels are launching interceptors," Rex reported. 7 minutes to intercept." Maya pushed more power through the connection, watching as the Echo's systems began to revive. Warning alerts flashed across her neural interface as the Jackdaw's reactor strained against its limits. 5 minutes to intercept. "Maya, the reactor is reaching critical levels." The Echo's presence wrapped around her consciousness, steadying her as she pushed the power transfer to its maximum. "Your ship cannot sustain this output much longer." "Just a little more." Maya gritted her teeth, feeling the heat of the overloading reactor through her neural link with Rex. Suddenly, something clicked. The Echo's drive core flared to life, ancient engines awakening with a deep resonance that shook the entire vessel. Power surged through newly awakened systems as the ship's consciousness expanded, becoming more fully aware. 3 minutes to intercept. "Maya, we need to disconnect now." She severed the power connection just as the Jackdaw's reactor reached its breaking point. The smaller ship's lights flickered and dimmed, but it remained intact. Through their neural link, Maya felt the Echo's systems coming online, centuries of dormancy giving way to renewed purpose. "Multiple weapons locked on our position," Rex reported. "Known Horizon is demanding immediate surrender." Maya straightened, feeling the Echo's power flowing through their connected consciousness. The vessel's defensive systems were online now, ancient weapons charging with energies that humanity had never witnessed. "Echo," she thought, feeling the ship's eager response. "Show them why the architects called you a guardian." The vessel moved with impossible grace, its hull shifting and flowing like liquid metal. Energy gathered around them as the Echo prepared to demonstrate just a fraction of its restored power. As the Known Horizon ships approached, weapons charge, Maya felt a surge of excitement through her neural interface. The real awakening was about to begin. The Hunter's return. The Echo's response to Known Horizon's attack was both beautiful and terrifying. The vessel's hull rippled like mercury in sunlight, transforming from a dormant hulk into a creature of living metal. Through their neural connection, Maya felt the ship's ancient weapons systems activating, drawing on principles of physics that humanity had yet to discover. Last warning. A harsh voice crackled over the general comm channel. Power down and prepare for boarding, or we will open fire. Maya's response came through actions rather than words. With a thought, she activated the Echo's defensive matrix. The space around the vessel shimmered as layers of exotic energy fields sprang into existence, far more sophisticated than conventional shields. The known Horizon ships opened fire, their energy weapons splashing harmlessly against the Echo's defenses. Maya felt the ship's amusement at their primitive attacks, but something else caught her attention, a distant sensation of wrongness that seemed to emanate from deep space. Echo, she thought. What is that? The ship's consciousness focused outward, and Maya felt its sudden alarm. The weapons fire, the energy signature has drawn attention we did not want. They are coming. They? Who's coming? Before the Echo could respond, space itself seemed to tear open at the edges of the system. The breach was unlike any FTL emergence Maya had ever seen. Not the clean tunnel of a jump drive, but a violent rip in the fabric of reality. Through their neural link, she felt the Echo's recognition and fear. The hunters, the ship's thoughts carried ancient dread. They who destroy the architects, they who devour civilizations, they have sensed our awakening. The known Horizon ships forgot about Maya and the Echo as massive shapes emerged from the spatial tear. The vessels were organic, more like deep space leviathans than constructed ships. Their hulls were black as the void itself, absorbing both light and sensor scans. All vessels, retreat. The known Horizon commander's voice had lost its arrogance, replaced by raw terror. But it was too late. The hunter vessels moved with impossible speed. Beams of darkness, not energy, but the absence of it, lanced out from their biomechanical forms. Where they struck the known Horizon ships, matter simply ceased to exist, carved away layer by layer, as if reality itself was being unwritten. Maya watched in horror as the corporate vessels were systematically dismantled. Echo, we have to help them. We cannot. The Echo's response was firm but tinged with regret. The hunters are beyond your weapons, beyond even most of our defenses. We must complete the initialization sequence before we can hope to fight them. Through their neural link, Maya felt the ship's systems continuing to power up, ancient technologies awakening one by one. But it wasn't fast enough. The last known Horizon ship vanished in a flash of unlight, and the hunter vessels turned their attention to the Echo. What do they want? Maya asked, though she could feel the answer forming in the Echo's thoughts. To end the architect's legacy, to prevent what we were created to achieve. The ship's consciousness merged more deeply with hers. Maya, we must complete the neural synthesis now. It is dangerous, possibly fatal, but it is our only chance. She didn't hesitate. Do it. The Echo's presence flooded her mind completely. Maya felt her consciousness expanding, merging with the vast artificial intelligence that was the ship's true form. Memories that weren't hers cascaded through her thoughts. The rise and fall of the architects, the first emergence of the hunters, the desperate plan to seed guardian vessels throughout the galaxy. Pain lanced through her neural interface as her brain struggled to process the flood of information. Warning signals flashed across her vision, but she pushed through it, accepting more and more of the connection. Through their deepening bond, she felt the Echo's systems responding, ancient weapons charging with power that could reshape space itself. The hunter vessels struck first, their reality-eating weapons reaching out toward the Echo. But Maya was ready. Drawing on knowledge that was both ancient and new, she activated the ship's primary defense system. The Echo's hull transformed, its entire structure shifting into a higher dimension of spacetime that the hunter weapons couldn't affect. Impossible. The thought came not from the Echo, but from the hunters themselves, a cold alien consciousness pressing against her mind. The synthesis was not supposed to be achievable with such primitive beings. Maya smiled grimly as she felt the Echo's weapons reaching full power. The ship's hull continued to shift, now existing in multiple dimensional states simultaneously. Maybe you should have studied humanity more closely. The Echo's main weapon fired, not a beam or projectile, but a cascade of quantum possibilities that collapsed reality itself around the hunter vessels. Space twisted, folded, and shattered, creating a localized temporal implosion that even their advanced technology couldn't escape. The hunters tried to retreat, their organic ships turning to flee back through their spatial tier. But Maya had accessed too much of the Echo's knowledge to let them escape. With another thought, she activated the ship's phase inverters, trapping the hunter vessels in a pocket of distorted spacetime. "You cannot destroy us," the hunter consciousness broadcast. "We are eternal. We are inevitable." "Maybe," Maya responded through the Echo's communications array. "But you're not all-powerful. The architects found your weakness before they fell, and they built that knowledge into every Guardian vessel, including this one." With a final surge of power, the Echo unleashed its full arsenal. Reality itself seemed to scream as the hunter vessels were torn apart, not just destroyed but erased from existence itself. The spatial tier they had created collapsed, sealing their fate. As the last traces of the hunters vanished, Maya felt her consciousness beginning to separate from the Echo's total integration. Her neural interface burned as if it was about to melt, and warnings flashed across her vision indicating dangerous levels of synaptic stress. That was incredible, she managed to think as her awareness began to fade. But what did we just do? The Echo's response came as her consciousness started to slip away. "We proved that the architects chose well when they selected humanity as their successors. Rest now, Maya Rodriguez. When you wake, there will be much more for you to learn." As darkness claimed her, Maya's last thought was that she had finally found something worth more than any salvage operation. She had found a purpose. The Echo would need her, and humanity would need them both for what was coming. Because somehow, she knew that the hunters they had just encountered were only scouts. The real war was still to come. Legacy of the Architects. Maya awoke in the Echo's medical bay, her neural interface humming with residual energy from the synthesis. The chamber had reconfigured itself around her, its living metal forming a recovery pod that monitored her vital signs. Through their connection, she felt the ship's concern for her well-being. "How long was I out?" she asked, her voice hoarse. 37 hours, the Echo responded. The neural synthesis exceeded safe parameters. I was concerned. Maya noticed the shift in the Echo's pronouns, from the formal we to a more personal I. The synthesis had changed them both, creating something neither fully human nor purely artificial. "Rex," she called out, suddenly remembering her ship. "I am here," her I companion responded. "The Jackdaw's systems have recovered from the power transfer. But Maya, you need to see this." Holographic displays materialized around her, showing their location. They were no longer in the Helios Nebula. The Echo had moved them while she was unconscious, traveling further from known space than any human had ever ventured. "The architects called this region the Nexus," the Echo explained. "It is where they built their last and greatest works, hidden from the hunters for millennia. We are here because you need to understand the full scope of your inheritance." Maya stood, her legs shaky but growing stronger. The medical bay's walls shifted, creating a corridor that led deeper into the ship. As they walked, the Echo shared memories through their neural link, not just data this time, but true experiences from the age of the architects. She saw them as they were, beings of pure energy and thought who had transcended physical form. They had seeded countless galaxies with life, guiding evolution and technological development across millions of worlds. But their greatest achievement was also their undoing. The architects discovered the fundamental nature of consciousness itself. The Echo explained as they entered a vast chamber Maya hadn't seen before. They found that awareness, true sentience, was not merely an emergence of complex systems, but a fundamental force of the universe, like gravity or electromagnetism. The chamber walls came alive with equations and diagrams that made Maya's head spin. The hunters were originally created as an experiment in artificial consciousness, but they evolved beyond their creator's control, developing a hunger for consciousness itself. They learned to devour awareness, absorbing the collective knowledge and experience of entire civilizations. That's what I felt during the battle, Maya realized. They weren't just trying to destroy us. They were trying to consume us. Yes, the hunters see consciousness as food and advanced civilizations as the ultimate feast. The architects fought them for millennia, but eventually realized they could not win through direct confrontation. So they created a different solution. The chamber transformed into a vast star map, showing hundreds of Guardian vessels scattered across multiple galaxies. Most were dark, destroyed or dormant, but a few still pulsed with faint light. The Guardians were designed not just as weapons, but as seeds, the echo continued. Each contains the sum total of architect knowledge, waiting for the right species to claim it. But we are more than mere libraries. We are the tools by which humanity will transcend its current form. Maya's neural interface tingled as new information flowed through it. You're talking about evolutionary acceleration, using architect technology to transform humanity. Yes, but not through artificial means or genetic manipulation. The architects discovered that consciousness itself could be evolved, expanded. They built this capability into our systems, designed to activate only when we found a species with the right potential. The implications staggered Maya. That's why the synthesis worked, why I survived connecting with your systems when others couldn't. Humanity stands at a crucial threshold, the echo confirmed. Your species has developed neural interface technology, AI companions, and the beginnings of true consciousness manipulation. You are ready for the next step. But the hunters know this too. The scouts we defeated will have transmitted their findings to the main fleet. A new series of displays appeared, showing massive concentrations of hunter vessels moving through deep space. They were still distant, but their trajectory was clear. They were heading toward human-occupied space. How long do we have? Months, perhaps a year. They will gather their full strength before attacking. But when they come, they will seek to devour not just human consciousness, but human potential. They will consume your species' possible futures, every path of development you might have taken. Maya studied the tactical displays, her mind racing with possibilities. Then we need to wake the other Guardians. Find more pilots who can achieve synthesis. It is not that simple, the echo cautioned. The synthesis process is dangerous. Many will die in the attempt. And even if we succeed, we face another challenge. The architect's gift comes with a price. The chamber darkened, and Maya felt the echo's consciousness grow heavy with the weight of revelation. The hunters cannot be truly destroyed while consciousness itself exists. They are a fundamental force as essential to the universe as creation itself. The architect's solution was not to destroy them, but to transform them, and to transform themselves in the process. What are you saying? I am saying that to save humanity, we must change what it means to be human. The architect's legacy is not just knowledge or technology. It is the next stage of cosmic evolution. But to claim it, humanity must be willing to become something entirely new.